copyright strikes are not good. And it's important that you know what you can and can't do to avoid getting copyright strikes. So, hi, my name is Rob. If this is your first time here, welcome. It's nice to meet you. And if you're returning, then welcome back. So I've got a story that I want to share with you that will kind of demonstrate what I'm talking about. And this is what happened to me just last week. So every week I host a live stream on Tuesdays, and I talk about how to edit videos. I do live Q&A and all that kind of fun stuff. But anyways, that's not my point. I was doing a live stream, and the way I usually do them is I turn monetization off for my live streams while I'm live streaming, because I don't want my viewers to be interrupted by ads during the live. Because when that happens during a live stream, you'll miss a part of the live stream while the ad is playing. So what I typically do is when the live stream is over, I will go into my YouTube studio and I'll turn monetization on for the live stream that I just did. So what that means is that if anybody watches it on the replay, it's treated like any other video. So ads can still show up. But when they show up on an existing video, the video itself is paused while the ad plays. Okay, and then when the ad is done, or you click skip ad and come back to the video, it picks up right where you left off. So that's how I handle that. I don't have monetization on during the live, but I turn it on afterwards. So last week's live stream, actually I'm about to go live in about half an hour. But so 7 days ago, when I did my last live stream, everything went great. You know, I did some demonstrations. I usually have a lot of windows open, dragging windows to a monitor that I'm sharing so the audience can see. And everything went fine. I went in and went to change. Actually, I think I forgot to change the monetization setting on that until a little bit later. Usually within an hour or so, I'll make that change. But in my email, I got an email from YouTube. And I've written it down right here, so I don't want to get this wrong. So what it said was, video cannot be monetized. Copyrighted content has been detected. Okay, that happened. So the video in question is the live stream that I had just finished about an hour prior. So that scared me. It's like, what? I mean, I do everything that I can to avoid using other people's content, and content meaning videos, music, anything like that. I avoid any of that stuff in my own videos because I've heard about copyright strikes and I don't want to get them. And just so you know, I typed this into ChatGPT so we know exactly what the definition is. I'll just read it to you. A copyright strike on YouTube occurs when a copyright owner formally claims that you've used their copyrighted content in your video without permission. Okay? That's a copyright strike. This can include anything from music, video clips, to images, artwork, or other intellectual property. Okay? So that's what a copyright strike is. And furthermore, if I just scroll down a little bit, here's what happens with copyright strikes on YouTube. One thing that could happen is content removal. The video in question is usually taken down. Okay. Number 2, strike notification. YouTube notifies you of the strike, which will be visible in your account status. And then number 3, impact on account. Each copyright strike is recorded on your channel for 90 days. If you accumulate three copyright strikes within this period, within 90 days, your channel may be terminated. Okay. Restricted features, something else that could happen. 1 or 2 strikes may temporarily limit your access to features like live streaming or monetization. So bottom line is you want to avoid all of this. You want to avoid copyright strikes, meaning you don't want people to formally claim that you've used their copyrighted content. Okay, now let's back up to my situation. I'm done with that. So bottom line here is this was not a copyright strike, okay? It said video cannot be monetized. Copyrighted content has been detected, okay? So I was scared when I first saw that. I was like, oh my God, I don't want a copyright strike. I know, 2 strikes might, then you might be limited and whatnot. 1 strike is probably okay, but still, I don't want any. So if it was a strike, I probably would have taken the video down if they hadn't. But if I read further in the email, it says visibility has not been impacted. So my video is still up. Okay. And then it said it's not a copyright strike. Okay. Phew. Okay. So what does this mean? This means that the owner of the and I'll get to what the content was. Actually, I haven't even gotten into that yet, but give me a minute. What happens is the person who owned the copyright material, whatever it was in my video, they can now monetize my video. Okay, so any money that would be earned by people watching ads while my video plays would go to the copyright owner, the owner of whatever it was that was in my video. Okay, so that in other words says, the copyright owner didn't mind that my video contained his stuff, but he reserves the right to, or he or she, they reserve the right to earn whatever can be earned from it. Okay, and I don't have a problem with that at all. But what happened? How did this happen to me? And it took me a while, but then it went on to list what it was in my video that caused this to happen. And it took me a little bit to figure it out, but then I figured it out. And if you go back to my live stream, and I'll actually search for it and put a timestamp in this video description here, or maybe on the video. But if any of you were watching last week's live stream, do you remember there was a time that I was demonstrating something, and now I can't typically hear what's going on in my system. Okay, I have my speakers turned way down, just up a little bit so I can hear what's going on. But so what happened was, for some reason, I accidentally started playing a YouTube video that was in the background. I usually have 20 or more tabs open in my Google Chrome, and one of the tabs is usually this lo-fi music station that I often have on while I'm working. I just like some chill, relaxing music on in the background. For that tab of YouTube, I usually turn the volume way down. So not only was my system volume down, but the volume for that tab was down even further, so I couldn't hear it. But I started getting messages in the live chat that said, "Would you please turn the music down?" And I'm like, what are you talking about? I didn't know. And several people said to me, turn the music down. And it finally clicked into me. I started looking at all my tabs, and I found it. It's like, oh, it was that music channel. It was playing. Crap. So I just closed the tab, and that solved the problem. And I went on and finished my demonstration or whatever I was doing. But so what must have happened is some songs that were playing in the background of my video were owned by somebody else, whoever put them on this lo-fi music channel, and they're copyrighted. But luckily they didn't mind them being on the video, and I didn't get a strike. Instead, they're going to monetize it, and that is totally fine. So that is what happened to me. I didn't get a copyright strike. Lesson learned. I've got to check all my tabs to make sure music isn't playing in the background, especially music, well, any music really. I didn't even think that was music that could be copyrighted. I thought it was copyright-free or royalty-free music, but I guess it probably wasn't. It obviously wasn't. So anyways, that's my story. That's what happened to me. Do your best to avoid copyright strikes. Copyright strikes can happen due to music that's not owned by you, videos that are not owned by you. And I know a lot of people like putting video clips from maybe movie scenes or other people's videos in their own videos. You really have to be careful with that. But I'll get into the details of what you can and can't do with that respect in another video. So this video is just to share that story. I hope it helps. Helps you avoid the same thing I went through. It's not a big deal. It just means I have one video in my channel that can't be monetized by me, but it's not a huge deal. Lesson learned. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you in another video. All right. Bye. Hey guys. No. There we go. Over here. Let's see here. Okay. Copyright strikes. They're not good. I've got a story to tell you that I learned that happened to me this past week. Copyright strikes are not good, and it's important to know what you can and cannot do because you don't want to get